unmute. Yeah, can't have the mute button on. Hello, everybody. What's going on? It's another Sunday. I call it a white Sunday because we already had Black Friday. And it's white out there. I hope all of you had a good and safe Thanksgiving. All your family's home and safe, or they're still lounging around on the couch trying to recover from all that turkey. Yeah, JB candle is lit. There we go. Throw some fire on it. Good to see you, brother, man. Justin Hill, good to see you. Junkyard D, what's going on, man? Did you get that starter figured out in that little VW? Yeah, you'll get it. Those things are pretty simple. Hardest thing to do on a Volkswagen, though, is work around all those daggum tins that they put them up and around inside the engine bay there. I can't tell you how many times I've cut my fingers up for doing that. But my dad, he's pulled his Volkswagen in, and he's wanting to get it going. He's saying it's going to be his last one. Of course, that's what he said about the last one, and the one before that, and the one before that. So we're still throwing rust at him and kicking him out in the shop. So as like on all my lives there, you can see I got the little link posted up there anywhere somewhere. So if any of y'all want to jump on in, hop on in. We'll just talk about anything we want to talk about. Did some paint work on the Valiant this weekend, though? Oh, sweet. Yep, them daggum squirrels. Too cold. Oh my goodness. I tell you what, it has been cold. Oh. And the daggum heater quit in my Lincoln. Oh, that Lincoln of mine, it represents every reason I don't like working on cars. If it's got a computer in it and I got to plug my scanner in it, I hate working on them. But for some reason, it's not opening up the door to allow the heat come in. All the other actuators work, the AC actuator, the defrost to the heat, all of that stuff works. But the one door that opens up and lets the heat come in, that one ain't working. I think it has to do with the head unit because it's not an actual, it's one of those stupid ones you set the temperature like a thermostat. I think that's what's going on, is the head unit is bad. I've tried everything. And like I said, I'm just not in my happy place when I go in there and work on it. So I want to hit it with a hammer. Mr. John Wilburn, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Hope you had a really good Thanksgiving. Never bored S10 addict. What's up, everybody? How was Thanksgiving? Mine has kind of been ongoing this whole year. We had family come in early, so we celebrated Thanksgiving early. Then the wife had to work over Thanksgiving, and now we're gonna take off and go back to San Diego to see my daughter, to have Thanksgiving down there again. So this year's been kind of crazy for me. And she's getting close to having our first grandchild. So it's going to be exciting. Kind of a different Thanksgiving for us. It's official now. I can justify all this white stuff now. She said, what you going to do when the granddaughter, we know it's going to be a daughter, a girl, what's she going to do when she comes up here in Idaho? And I said, it's going to be good times. I get a lighter on fire. Teach her how to hold a bead all the way through. even when your fingers start smoking. Send her back to California with a little man skin on her. Nah, it's going to be good. Anyway, like I said, I got the link posted up there if anybody wants to hop on in, hop on in. Landing Custom Classics. What's going on, man? Yep, you got to get them early. When she was first born, first thing I bought her was a flannel shirt and a little pair of work boots. Little tiny little work boots. My wife, she still treasures that picture. She went to the store and came back, and I had the daughter all dressed up and ready to go. We was going to go to work. We was going to get dirty somewhere. She was only about 2-3 months old at the time. You ordered this snow? I sure didn't. Laundry and dishes time. Boy, you could combine both those in one. Just throw it all in the washer and let it go. Boy, now that'd be a video. Well, hello, John.
What's happening, BareRose?
How the heck are you?
We almost match. We're both wearing gray. We both always wear this gray. You know,
I got a little more down here, though. A little more white down here.
it works.
You're catching up, but
Yeah, well, I would probably have a pretty white beard too if I grew it out. I asked my barber, I said, okay, you got to tell me when I reach the tipping point and I'm more than 50% gray. I'll change it on my driver's license. He says, you're about 55, 45. So
I actually went gray real early, though. By the time I was 30, my beard was pretty much all white.
yeah, I had a pretty significant amount of gray at 20. Enough you could tell it, like more than a 20-year-old guy should have. Like, yeah, that guy's going to be gray early. And sure enough, yeah. If you have appreciable gray at 20, yeah. What's after gray is gone.
That's when you officially get to grow your hair out. It's all out right about to there.
Yeah, it's all good. Hey, what size are those shirts you got hanging up on your wall behind you?
No. Extra large, medium, and extra large.
Okay.
I like shaking.
So you're all over the map. All right. I'm going to send you No Name National shirt. So what size should it be? And should it be gray or black? You tell me what goes with your collection.
I've got extra large. That's for the wife.
Okay. Well, you tell me if you want me to send you one. I was going to say, I like your collection you got going on back there. You got Buzz and Dizzy and Landon, and I can't see who that is over in the green over there quite, but
RC Industries.
Cool. Oh, okay. Okay. I can see half of the hats. That makes sense.
Actually, that's the logo I drew up for him.
Oh, okay.
At the beginning, I was sending all my stickers out, and I would do little characters like that for everybody. Good Lord, I got so many of them, I couldn't do it anymore. Just start stuffing stickers because it's taking too dang long. So some of you is in the beginning.
You let me know which color, what size, I'll get it out to you.
Probably a large. That's an easy all-arounder.
Gray or black?
Probably black. That's the easiest one. Or I don't know if I might hang it up on the wall here.
All right.
Yeah, probably another black one. That'd show up the best.
Shoot that over to me. I'll get it out to you.
You can see
I
Dizzy
just
kind of
was
gets
looking at that and thought, well,
background
you
with
know
that
what?
light blue.
We should. I'll tell you, no, I don't know. I think it stands out because, you know, you don't see that many light blue shirts like that. I have a light blue Dizzy shirt.
The coolest thing is that's the exact same color as my dart.
My shirts are worn out flannel. I get that.
And pretty much all my shirts are black, even if they started out white.
All t-shirts should be black.
Yep. I started
I
one
have
of those
a shirt,
spring things, but I haven't activated it yet.
I never win anything, and I won this Tody's Hot Rod Garage. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Oh,
this is one of his designs, and on the back, it might look like I'm listening to you, but in my head, I'm drag racing. It's got his car on it. So I thought that was pretty cool.
That's cool. Tony does good work with that kind of stuff. Designing logos and all kinds of stuff.
Oh yeah. He's what you call a polymath.
A true Renaissance man. Man of many talents. And I like his channel too. The way he does it, his voice, it's just kind of a laid back, easy.
Yep. He's a good dude.
And he knows his stuff.
He does.
In fact,
very
I
smart.
took his advice on this computer. He helped me with this.
Yep. He's a good dude. He's a go-to guy for sure. If they're black, you can wear them for weeks. Why do we have so many?
Yeah, just shake the dirt off them and keep on going, right?
Jim's, if it ain't broke, fix it.
Another really cool channel. He's from Rapid City, South Dakota, one of my favorite little towns, little cities, I guess.
I've never been to that area of the country.
If you go to see Mount Rushmore, you'll go right through there. He's about 10 seconds from Sturgis. Really neat town. Throughout the downtown area, they got statues of all the presidents that are like sitting on park benches and all kinds of just really cool stuff. Really clean.
I'd like to check that out. I like that kind of history.
All the places I went, Rapid City was one of my favorites for that.
My carry ammunition of choice is produced in South Dakota. I should go by there and see them. Defiant Munitions.
You want the shifter out of it? That's what it is, a shifter. I think that one's an 80, 85. Heck, if you could get up here, I would load almost that whole thing up on a trailer for you.
Oh, JB road trip. That would be fun.
All I'm going to use off of it is just the chassis. That's what my 40 Pontiac is rated for.
That's what Clint has his Subaru on, his S10 frame.
They're a great universal chassis for chassis swapping.
And that's what I saw that on your channel, and I'm like, yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Sidewinder Shed.
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing reasonably well.
That's good.
I just seen you over on yours. You doing your first lives?
Yeah, I was trying again. Basically I was just babbling. Just
Keep
carrying
babbling.
on. That was it. Mr. Worldborn, good to see you.
Good to see you, sir. I see Brooks Emilion is here. Brooks Emilion, do you have a seatbelt pattern like imprinted on you temporarily from that collision there? Good to see you in the chat. Hope you're healing up well.
I'll take a look, JB. I'm pretty sure it's there. Good to see you, Brooks. One of these days, I'm gonna put my glasses on.
Did you see the picture JB put on the community tab of that Nissan he was driving?
I didn't yet.
Ooh, it's not pretty. Feels like you've been strangled. Yeah, I bet. Glad you're all right.
Did y'all have a good Thanksgiving?
That little Subaru of Clint's is that's an inspiration to all of us. That is one cool build.
That thing is cool.
Did y'all have a good Thanksgiving, gentlemen?
Not bad.
I reckon.
Well,
mine's still going, but yeah, not bad.
Yeah, I got you. I'm eating some leftovers right now.
I'm all about leftovers. Leftovers are just like you get to eat the same thing for free.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm all about. I know some people who are funny about it, but like, man.
Yeah, my wife is. My wife really doesn't care for leftovers. I'm like, that's okay. That's okay. I will take it to work. And then, because we work off hours too. When you're home and you're not there to cook for me, that's okay. I'll have it again.
I am all about it.
Yep, nothing wrong with that. Nothing. Now, after week number 2,
food costs down.
Yeah, well, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and everything like that. After week number 2, yeah, I do get a little bit tired of it, but then again, I also go to work. There's a Hardee's, McDonald's, and Burger King right next door. Don't tell the wife I said that.
Oh, and speaking of cooking, Sidewinder here's got a really good couple of videos on conditioning modern lodge cast iron skillets. Go check it out. It's pretty good stuff.
That's cool.
Oh, well, thank you, Kim. I appreciate that, buddy. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I've been watching a lot of you on my phone, and I can't comment so good on the phone. So
same. Yeah, well, same here. Where I work, I'm a truck driver, and the compound that I work in, we can receive YouTube videos, Facebook. I can watch it on my phone, but they have it blocked so that nobody inside can leave a message or do anything. As a matter of fact, any phone calls I get, any text messages, the number has to be pre-approved before I'm allowed to have a two-way conversation with them. They won't stop it from coming in, but none of the employees, nobody where I work at, are allowed to transmit out. And it's amazing how the technology is. They can do that. They can let you receive everything, but you can't reply. You know, it's
I
weird.
had to turn off all the unknown number rings on my phone, and I hated to do that because occasionally, but it just got to where everything was just garbage like this.
Yeah.
It's just all day long, and
Yep.
I just had to do it. And my phone, I
Yep.
have 30 trash calls a day. Had to
Yep.
go.
It's incredible, man. It's wild. Yep. It's
So
amazing.
somebody
So
wants to get me now, and they call from an unknown number. They've got to leave me a voicemail or a text, so I know who they are. I can put it in my phone, then it'll ring. But it just got too bad. Had to go. It's a shame
right on
that
my
we can't have our phone anymore for that.
nope, right on my voicemail, it says, look, if I don't know your number, leave a message. If you don't leave a message, I'm gonna block you. Because it might be somebody call me
Yeah.
that I've never talked to before that has something interesting to say, something, other than we're calling you about your car insurance, extended warranty, but if they just call and they don't get me and they don't leave a message, I don't know who it is, I don't recognize the number, I'm sorry, you're blocked.
This is my call log. This is how bad it is right here. Spam, my mom, 2 hacks Jeff. Spam, 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 2 hacks Jeff. Spam, 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 spam. Dallas.
Monty Python.
Spam. It's just
I'm waiting for the ham and eggs. Spam, spam, spam. Ham.
It's.
Spam.
I mean, what is that?
Ham and egg spam.
That's literally like 10 to 1, right?
Yes.
That you literally got to hear my call log. It's that bad.
And that's probably one day.
Yeah.
That's just one day. I haven't. Yeah, that's just a day.
In the truck, I'm a truck
Thumper,
driver.
you're in there. Your phone would ring. No, Thumper and JB are in my phone. It would work.
I'm a truck driver, and in my truck, we have a cell phone. All right, and that's part of what keeps track of us with the GPS and everything else, and the logs. And it's not a regular phone. All right, it's not even set up so that you can dial out and call or anything. It just happens to be the device we're using because it's a small computer, basically. In one day, I got 300 phone calls. In a 12-hour day, I got 300 spam calls on this. And that is not anyone's personal number that's been used in the last 10 years.
I think they just guess because that makes sense. They do it on auto dialers anyway.
Yep.
Busted Radio Chris, an unfinished project.
And I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what I did, but I have the chat turned off. So I apologize if I cannot see anyone or anything. I don't know what the hell I did wrong. I've been having a hell of a time setting this computer up again. When I did a live cast like Kim's doing right now, and the first hour, I was sitting there talking to myself. Everyone's going, "Your mic's not working." I'm like, "Damn!" It took me a while to figure it out, and I've just been having a hell of a time with this computer. So I cannot see the chat at all, so I apologize. So if anybody mentions me or says something, tells me to shut up in the chat, I'm going to depend on one of you two to let me know. If you don't mind.
Twisted Dennis, you don't have to do anything to get spam calls because I think the way they do the auto dialers now, they just guess. They just go straight down a linear line. It's not like they they don't even selectively call certain numbers anymore. They just pound the list, and it might be a real number and it might not.
Yeah, it's gotten to the
I know
point
one
that if I
thing.
don't recognize the
I
number,
get
I don't
spam for this girl
answer.
named Lauren.
I'm laughing because I
I
have
get
one
spam
too.
from this girl named Lauren. She messed up her number trying to do a probably like a kiosk in the mall, and so I've been for like 15 years. I've been getting this junk for Lauren. Busted
When I
Radio
first
anytime,
switched
man.
over to AT&T, the guy that had the number before me, he was pretty high up in the church, and I was getting like these group text messages all the time that so and so in Missoula is needing help moving. All members go to Missoula and help this person move. What? And it'd be like 30 of them. And it was kept blocking up my phone.
Yeah. Full
And I'd
auto.
block them, respond to them, this number is no longer valid, it's mine now, but all that. It took about 6 months for that to stop. Missoula, that's quite a drive for me.
I have a landline that I've used for 20 some years, and I got it tied to my Kroger card and everything. And I think it finally got reissued to somebody else. I cannot imagine the volume of spam that poor woman gets. And she can't use that number for any of the reward stuff around town.
John, I'm sorry. What did you say you had? A landline?
Yeah.
I'm
You
sorry.
have to use,
I'm not familiar with that term. What
right.
what is that?
You still use landlines for home security systems. So
That's right. Yes, I do. Yep. I understand. My pew has to be plugged in before it goes boom. I understand. That's my home security system.
yeah, I would rather not have the lifelong fallout that comes with having to do that.
Yeah, no, I hear you, my friend. I've done it before, got paid for it, and yeah, no, I understand that. Yeah, I was being a smart ass. Please forgive me. I 30 years later, I still
The
have
better
nightmares.
you get with your tools of the better you get with your tools of defense, the more you work on how to not have to use them.
There you go. There you go.
I carry pepper spray. I mean, and people are like, pepper spray, that's for women's purses. I'm like, no, not really. If I can use
No,
that to keep them having to use something more, that's a win.
that's so you can sleep at night comfortably and not wake up screaming, hollering, and scrabbling around. Trust me. I was in the service. I had to do some awful stuff, and I might be a smart ass about it, and I might, play it off and everything. But you understand what I'm saying when it really comes down to it. Yeah, I'm an old man now, and when I was a younger man, to this day, 35, 36, 37 years later, um, yeah, it still bothers me what I had to do. But with that being said, though, John, I'll tell you this much: I'm still here. They're not. My friends, my comrades in arms are still here because of what I did and had to do. And that's the only thing keeps me, honestly, that's the only thing keeps me from joining the 22. It's the only thing keeps me around. Is the fact
Hanging
that it's rough, and I may play it off, and I may say a few smart ass things, but the last thing I would ever want to do is take someone's life, no matter the circumstances. I would, yeah. I hate to say it. Eddie Murphy did a little skit, and it was about No, actually, no, it was Richard Pryor. Did a little skit, and it was about Muhammad Ali. I'll beat him up, but I ain't gonna kill him.
And
Yeah,
if not, I'll at least stain their shirt.
yeah. I'd rather do that again, sir. You know, if you want to be honest. So please, anything I say that way, take it with a grain of salt. I'm really not serious.
We're glad you're still with us there, Sidewinder. Thanks.
Well, me too. You know, from my personal perspective, I'm pretty freaking happy about it myself. You know, like I said, I've been blown up and killed once. I got over it for a simple fact. I being dead at the time was not for me. I wasn't happy about it. I didn't like it.
That should be on a
And
shirt. Being
yeah,
dead is not for me.
no, it wasn't. You know, honestly, again, it's one of those things where I might be playing it off, but I'm serious. Yeah, no. I was blown up and killed once. I really didn't care for it. To this day, it still friggin' hurts, and I don't like it. Um, with that being said, I'm really hoping what everyone says you only die once is true. Because if so, I already did it. Been there, done it, got the t-shirt, and don't want to do it again, and I don't have to worry about it. I'm going to live forever now. Somehow, I don't think God and I are on the same page with that, but you know, hey, it's my lie, and I will tell it however I want to. And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to change the subject again and bring any downer, but I'm hoping you get a kick out of it. You can laugh, John, if you want. It's supposed to be funny.
It's your philosophy. I'm just sitting here, it's interesting.
Yeah, it is. Sometime maybe if you want to go one-on-one, I'll tell you a few of the stories if you're interested, sir.
I want to have a hand and a say in when I die. So I prefer to, I go armed and have good training.
Yep.
And you also need to have a lifelong commitment to de-escalation and deterrence. And all of those things go a long way. So,
yes, sir. Yep. No argument here whatsoever at all. No
when I hear
argument
people
here.
talk about all kinds of these crazy life-threatening situations, I mean, I understand things happen and things come
Yep.
to people, but when you hear people just have all of this, like more than what any person would experience in 10 lifetimes, you just have to start and wonder, well, how did you nominate yourself for 95% of this?
Yeah.
Because there is a lot of that too.
Oh yeah. Well, you know, a lot of the stuff I say that was in the military. I was combat arms,
Yeah.
so that
Yeah,
the situation
you didn't ask for that.
right. The situation. Well, I did in a way, but that was out of ignorance because I didn't expect it to go that far. You know what I mean? But I knew it was part of the job. So, um, but with that being said, as far as being a civilian, no, sir, and I'm not a big man. And I'll tell you what, there's been plenty of times too. I'm also the youngest out of 16. If you've ever had any older siblings, male or female, and sisters are the fucking worst. I have learned how to talk myself out of a lot of situations. I really have, and that is the biggest key. Honest to God, I'm not a big man, and especially now that I'm older and a small man, it really hurts if somebody gets physical with you. You know,
I'm
hell,
too old for that now.
yeah. My wife is 5 foot. Pardon me, almost 5'1". She scares the shit out of me, and I don't want her to hit me. I have to sleep next to her. I might not be awake when she hits me.
BNR brings up an interesting point about the riots thing. I mean, we never know what riot's going to happen when and all that, but it's usually the same silly reasons. I thought it was interesting. One thing I think is a good idea is to not go stupid places and do stupid things with stupid people. Right?
Yep.
If you don't do that, you will avoid most of the things in your life that will cause you problems. It's like everybody who's gotten hurt at a riot you've ever read about, it's extremely rare to read about somebody who was there for any noble reason at all. Occasionally you do. Occasionally you will read of the couple in the car who got caught on the wrong freeway exit and they got to a riot. That happens. But the overwhelming majority of the time, it is somebody who went and willfully participated in such riot. Right? For whatever reason. And it reminds me of Rittenhouse. I mean,
yep.
He wasn't wrong in what he did, but he shouldn't have been there.
Right.
I mean,
and how he approached it and put himself in that situation.
He put him. He was at a stupid place with stupid people, and then he had to protect himself from the stupid people in the stupid place. But the only reason I can't really say too much is the grown-ups weren't doing their part to put the riot down in the first place. So it was up to a teenage kid. So, I want to avoid all that stuff and live a longer, more boring life if I can. And if it comes to me, I'll deal with it then.
Yeah, tell me about it. It's the same thing. Like I said, I was just slightly picking on my wife right now, and that's because she's off camera and she can hear me. So I know when it's safe to do this because I can actually watch her. So I'm not going to put myself in too much of a dangerous position. I'm bringing it down home, local, where I'm actually going to get hurt by saying the wrong thing at the wrong time when she doesn't know the context. It's the same thing with putting yourself in the wrong situation at the wrong time. You might be right. Everything I said was correct.
Twisted Bopar, he wasn't working in the middle of that street that time.
Right.
He electively did that. So
exactly.
I get that. I get that. I've read a lot about that case. And no complaint here. I mean, he didn't need to die for what somebody else believed in. Absolutely not. I think he was totally justifiable in using his rifle. I'm just saying that he shouldn't have been there, and he shouldn't have had to have been there. They shouldn't have been rioting, and the National Guard should have come in and put it down instantly when it happened. So how many steps we got to where he did what he had to do is what was kind of
It's ridiculous. One of those perfect storm things.
I'm certainly not condemning what he did.
No, it's one of those perfect storm things. You had, it wasn't just one thing that went wrong. It was 15 things that went wrong. Okay.
It was a mess.
Remove any one of them and it wouldn't have turned out like it did. But you put all 15 together and boom, that's what you had. Stuff happens.
And B&R is exactly right. No one stood up to those rioters. They let it happen. It was appalling.
Oh, yeah. No. Now, you see, John, you and I right now talking about this, we understand that we're on the edge because you have people that will go either way. Shouldn't have been there, shouldn't have happened. Well, nobody was doing anything about it. Right. So he was right. Yeah.
I agree.
Well, here's the thing.
I agree. I agree with that.
That's what I'm saying. I agree. Everything that happened to him and the way he handled himself, he was correct. Should he have been there? No, because it shouldn't have gone that far. Irregardless, he was there for a reason. And the reason was our government, our police, and everything else failed him and us at the time. Why did they fail him and us at the time? Because the people that were protesting and rioting, our government, our police, and everything, failed them to begin with, too, at the same time, just in a different way. You know what I'm saying? Right. It snowballed.
Lots of things.
It was wrong situation, wrong time. The people Rittenhouse did the right thing for his situation, and I will never take that away from him.
Well, I mean, certainly the right situation for him was not being killed by the mob. So
exactly.
I certainly agree with that. I'll say this. I think we've made a huge mistake, just in generalities here, of allowing these riots to happen. I mean, there have been places where rioters have taken over sections of cities, and that should never happen. Yeah. Because if you really want to talk about saving lives and preventing riot violence, those riots should be put down swiftly and with whatever force necessary immediately. Because if you did that to the first riot, you wouldn't have the 50th.
Right.
See, this stuff only happens because they get away with it.
Yep.
The
That's it.
Capitol building, that's a prime example. When that was
Oh,
going
Jesus.
on, I said, wow, nobody's been shot? What's going on? What, huh? No matter what side of the fence you're on.
Well,
You
the Capitol
cross
building, they let them in, though. That's why that's such a bad example. They let them in.
That was a setup.
They didn't let them into these sections of cities burning down private businesses.
Well, here's a different thing too. You know,
strange world.
no, again, I apologize, Kim, John, you and I got on a tangent here, and it's like somebody said right here, we're getting way too serious on this shit. Let's back off and go back to
It's
hey,
all right. I'm a firm believer in the Second Amendment because the First Amendment is still there.
Well, here's the thing. The only reason why we have the First Amendment is because we have the Second Amendment.
That's right.
Those two go together. You can't take one away from the other. You can't.
I'm nervous about
if you take the First Amendment away, we have nothing to say about keeping the Second Amendment. And if you take the Second Amendment away, we've already taken the teeth away from the First Amendment. You know, irregardless.
I'm concerned about hanging our entire right on a government-given amendment anyway. My right to self-preservation transcends that, and it existed before that amendment came along in 1791. So,
right.
I mean, the Second Amendment, people hang too much argument on those words. Are you telling me that my ancestors that came here in 1610 did not have that right to self-preservation or
no,
because they were here well before the Second Amendment, and I think people don't think like that.
John, here's the thing. As far as it refers to the government, all right, these are not rights actually granted to us by our government. These are inalienable rights given to us by our Creator. No matter if you want to call God, Jehovah, whatever. It's a human right. And what the thing is, people, it's gone so far that even our Constitution is like, these are rights given to us from the no.
But that's how everybody discusses it.
Right.
That's how
these
people
are
things
that are meant.
Problem.
These are things that are not meant to give us our rights. They are meant to keep the government from taking them away. All right. It's not granted. I know, I understand, and that's what I'm saying. I'm with you. I understand how it is. It's not that they're given to us. It's there to say the government cannot take them away, and that's what people are not understanding. It's like, no, this is to limit the government, not limit the people, not limit us as human beings.
We have relinquished and given back and given away so much value in the words that we use to discuss and debate everything, to the point that people don't even know what anything means anymore. We've lost all the ground rules and moorings of our language. It's a serious problem. Okay. The superfluous use of the word like, the words like epic and awesome for things that absolutely are not epic or awesome. And we've given away the way that we describe and debate to the point where our words don't have much meaning anymore. And so when we discuss things, we have to use words we shouldn't, like Second Amendment rights. And what we should say is our natural and alienable rights.
Exactly.
Because now we're going to get to a point in the future where nobody even realizes that those rights are not government given because of the way we've described them, because we know so many fewer words and so much less meaning, and we say so much that doesn't have any meaning. We talk so much and mean so little. This is what's killing us. This is what's ruining our debate. And so that's a good example of Second Amendment rights in a subtle way.
So words change.
If you actually read the 1808 Webster's Dictionary, it would amaze you what some of those words actually meant.
Yeah.
And how they're used today.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Again, like I said, you know, you have to understand my dad was born 1914. A lot of the books and everything I grew up reading, they came from the 19th century. For a simple fact, it's not that they were trying to preserve history. Trying to raise 16 friggin' kids. How much money do you think my dad had extra to buy the new abridged dictionaries or oh my god, you guys know it, the set of books everybody bought in the fucking 1960s.
Encyclopedias.
The encyclopedias and everything.
Encyclopedia
No.
Britannica.
Right, exactly. No. My folks, I was handed down shit that came from 1800s, early 1900s. Okay. I also was handed down the stories about my folks growing up during the Great Depression, World War II, all this stuff. I mean, that's kind of what I try to explain with my channel. Because even though at times when I was making good money, I'm not now, but when I was making good money, I still never went out and bought something brand new if I could make it myself. Most of the time, though, I couldn't afford to buy something brand new, so I had to make it myself. And that's kind of what my channel is about. And that's my whole philosophy, that you can do it yourself. Okay. When, pardon me, when the stuff hits the fan and we've already been through it with COVID. All right. When everything was shut down, you couldn't get anything and was still trying to recover from it. You know what? To be honest with you, it really did not affect my life that bad. My life did not change that dramatically. I was poor and struggling before it hit, during it, and still now. You know what I'm saying? It really hasn't changed a whole lot. I'm
Functional
still
histories.
scrambling, and doing. I'm using old stuff to make new stuff that I need. You know what I'm saying?
Functional histories. We could do an entire live stream on how our language has become diluted and polluted and perverted,
Yes, sir.
and it's pretty ugly. You can
And
watch
not
clips of these young
everybody is a
people.
hero. I'm sorry.
You can just watch TikTok.
That one's
A lot
over
of
me.
these young people,
Oh.
they can't even find enough words to express what they're trying to say. They just can't. Young people don't learn good grammar composition. They don't study literature. It just means nothing to them. And you can tell in the writing, and it's bad. It's a real problem.
Yeah. Well, I mean, same here, but that's only because I'm a idiot. Again,
No, I
John, I'm
mean,
sorry. I don't
everybody
mean
has
to
a
make
different level
light
of
of what you're
articulation.
trying. John, I don't mean to make light of what you're saying. I'm just,
What
trying to throw some humor in. That's all. I apologize.
what I mean is, like, for example, like functional history says when a person starts a sentence with literally, almost guarantees they mean figuratively. Well, it's a serious thing because literally and figuratively are two hugely different meanings, right? So I hate seeing us go down that track with the way we communicate,
I
and I
understand.
don't see it getting better anytime soon. Now,
No, my God, I'll tell you what. My mother, Victorian, very Victorian, had to be proper with your speech. Perfect small example, and John, I know you'll understand this. Can I do this? Can I do this? Well, I don't know. Can you? May I? It's a small thing. It's a very small thing, but that's how this stuff like you're talking about, John, started.
yeah,
It's that
no,
one
it
small
is.
word. The difference between can I And may I? I don't know. Are you able to, or are you allowed to? And like I said, I try to bring things down to a very simple level because I'm a very simple man. But if you understand what I'm saying by bringing it down to that level, this is where it started from. Growing up, it was, can I? I don't know if you can. Are you able to? May I? Oh, are you allowed to? Well, then my mother's answer 90% of the time was very simple. Hell no, you're not allowed to. But that's what I'm saying. Pardon me, my wife is, yes, ma'am.
And that goes to a lot of things, like
Somebody,
that little Jeep I got out that's still on my driveway out there. Guy asked me if I could put a 302 in it for him. Can I? Yeah. Can you? Can you come up with the money to pay me to do that? I mean, you asked me if I can do something. Yeah, but does that mean that I'm willing to do it? Well, that's where the negotiations is.
oh yeah. Well, there's a difference
Yeah,
between can you do it and are you willing to do it? That's a
yeah.
different thing. And that's I'm sorry, I'm jumping in again halfway through because I just found out I have a whole bunch of deer meat and stuff
Oh,
showing
venison
up
time.
here. Yeah, showing up that a friend of mine is going to be dropping off, so I might have to drop out here in a
Sure,
little bit.
no problem.
But no, and again, Kim, I'm sorry. I told you this was going to happen if you let me in. I was going to take it over. I
I
didn't
have
know
an open
John was going to
mind.
be here. And John,
It's okay.
again,
No, I wasn't
if
either.
you don't mind me, listen, if you don't mind listening to me,
I'm
you
just
know,
here. This is BareRose live.
yeah, I know, we're taking over his damn channel again, and I apologize for that. But
Like I
no,
tell everybody, I have an open mic. It's all right. Go
yeah,
ahead.
and I do appreciate it, Kim. Thank you so much, man,
No
because
problem.
you are
I'm glad
awesome.
to see you're doing your own lives.
Well, yeah,
That makes me happy, man.
I'm trying to, and like I said, next weekend, and I'm not going to step on your time.
Don't worry about
Okay,
it.
I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't do that. For a simple fact that half the guys that listen to me listen to yours, and I don't want them dropping off in the middle of my stream.
People
I'm
go
not.
back and forth.
I'm not that altruistic. I'm looking out for myself as well, so we can share. But yeah, next weekend, what you got going on here? Well, we have all three of us. I have that loaded into this computer, and I'll do that. So next time I won't just be yakking and trying to keep up with the text.
And
Not that I had,
StreamYard, it
yeah, well,
sounds
not
complicated.
that I had a problem
It's
with
much
just,
easier.
not that I had a problem with just three people texting me, but But anyway, guys, again, John, I'm sorry, but I enjoy talking to you, my friend. Kim, I do.
Don't worry.
I love talking to you also, but I had no idea, John. I'm sorry. I found a kindred spirit here with John, and I'm sorry.
You're all right, man.
Just interesting. I just dropped in. I saw BareRose was live. Uh, just dropped in a minute, and it is what it is. It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, and with the other thing too, here's one of the funny things too. All three of us are sitting here, and a lot of you guys in your chat, right here in your live stream, on your channel. One of the things we have in common as well is gearheads. We're all into the automotive stuff, and ooh, okay, cool. Uh, I saw that. Thank you for putting it up, Kim. Um, but that's one of the things that I like that I try to do on my channel too is no matter what subject matter I'm talking about, what do we have in common? What brings us together? You know what I mean? It's not
Just
what are the differences, but what What's the commonality that we have that brings us together? Because we
Just
might
human
disagree
being.
about one thing, or we might disagree about the little details, but the basic
Just like art,
idea is
right?
what
When two
brought us
people
together.
when two people agree on everything, one of them is unnecessary.
Hmm.
So to disagree is what
Yep.
fuels all interesting conversation, because
Yeah.
otherwise you have a totally pointless echo chamber. The
Right.
key is do people have enough commonality, and can they look at those differences and engage with each other and refine their own points of opinion and make each other better? And that to me is
Exactly.
fun. That's fun, valuable
Exactly.
discourse.
That's how you learn. That's how you learn. Because if I sit here and we go over the same old route again, all right, a 4-inch bore is a 4-inch bore is a 4-inch bore, whether it's Chevy, Ford, Mopar. All right, you're not going to change anything. All right, we all agree on that. I mean, that's actual common physics. Nothing you can change about that. But now you start talking about, all right, we have a 4-inch bore. What's the stroke? What's the
Exactly.
angle on the V8? You know, what's the angle? There's a little bit of differences there. Now,
Where's the song?
right.
Oh, I can put that in a Chevy,
Yep,
even though it's a Dodge. I can do that.
exactly. Well,
And you
and
start thinking outside like that.
it makes you thinking about stuff. All right, now that's mechanics, that's physics. All right, there's only so much you can do with that. That's not you can't change physics too much, but it does kind of give you the idea of what I'm trying to say. We have something in common. We can agree on this one thing, and then we can speak to each other. We may not agree. Somebody might say, no, you cannot put a 350 piston in a Harley 80-inch cylinder. Yes, you can.
Yes, yeah.
Yes, you can. Okay. And we can argue that, but
Well,
still, that opens up the point of discussion because you have to do this. You have to make sure the wrist pin is at this height, and you learn that
there
way.
there are two things that just to me just buzzkill a conversation horribly. One of them is the person who can't disagree without being angry.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay? Uh, that to me just kills it, right? Um, you should be able to pleasantly and delightfully disagree on things, especially things that aren't of substance and of just of
Oh,
style.
yeah.
That's
Yep.
one. The other one is when the entire conversation has gone 10 steps out on a limb to something really interesting, right? Like, let's say two people are talking about ramp rates on a camshaft, right? And you
Yep.
have, I don't know, let's say Professor P and David Vizard, right? And Luke Bant,
Yep.
three people who know a lot about this. And they have a really interesting conversation going on about a really fine point of automotive engineering that really is above the heads of almost all of us. And we could all learn something from this interesting conversation. And then you have Buzzington Buzzkill over here in the corner says, I like that big 3/4 cam, and just derails it with, just takes a 50 IQ baseball bat, swings at it, and derails the whole conversation. So to me, that's kind of frustrating. I see that a lot.
Yep. Yes, sir. You know what? I have been guilty of being Mr. Buzzkill there. I have done that myself on
And
occasion.
sometimes
But
when you're typing, you only see the words that are typed out like this right here. You
yep.
don't see his face. You don't see the actual emotion behind it. So sometimes type is misconstrued.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and it's very hard to see sarcasm in text.
Yeah, exactly.
It's very hard. Matter of fact, to go back to you, John, a lot of people today, a lot of the younger generation just have no concept of what sarcasm is. They don't understand it. They don't grasp the concept. They can't relate to it. And it's kind of like, all right, now if I have to explain my last comment to you, which was sarcasm, well, then the whole joke is gone, and you're not going to find it funny. You
When
just never,
when their whole
never
life
mind.
is in the phone, when their whole
Yep,
life is in the phone and everything is written text and emojis and shorthand and
yep,
acronym, that's how we lose things like
yep,
emotion and sarcasm, and we lose a lot of the meaning put behind the words we type.
yep.
And people don't meet as much and speak as much face to face anymore, so that definitely
Oh yeah,
definitely
because I
hurts
mean,
that.
even though we can see each other right now, you know, if I was to insult you, what's the worst thing that's going to happen? You're going to cut me off, whatever. Now, face to face, both of you guys would probably kick my ass, so I'd be very polite to you, face to face.
Well,
Yes,
if
we
we
might get into an argument, but it would still be respectful, especially if you were at my house, I was at your house. It'd be very respectful. Um,
if
o- on the computer though, I could be a worse of an asshole than what I am right now. You know, because trust me, I'm trying the best I can. It just comes naturally to me. I have to suppress it, but you know, and Uh, again, that's sarcasm. In case for those of you that don't understand this, that was a little bit of sarcasm. I'm really not that much of an asshole. I'm a nice guy. But yeah, it's one of the problems is even though I can see you guys face to face, you can see me. I can do whatever I want. You're in Idaho, you're in Wisconsin, whatever. Really? You're gonna come to Virginia and kick my ass? No, not gonna happen.
where in
Yeah,
Virginia
John's
are you?
Yeah, I'll
I was
I'll
gonna say
text you.
where in Virginia are you?
Yeah, I'm right.
What
I'm
part of
not too far
Virginia?
away from Richmond. Not too far away.
Richmond?
If Yep, yeah.
Stay live for
John's
On
three
the
not.
out.
hours,
I'm on
BareRose.
the Yeah. I'm on the outskirts of Richmond. Come on down. Actually, yeah. Let me know. I'll buy you the beer. We'll have a blowout in the yard. We'll have a great time, man.
The whole point of what I mean though, if you were to have a transcript of say George Carlin's stand-up routine
Oh
and
my
to hear
God.
him deliver it in person, how
Yep.
completely different would that be?
Yep. It would.
Right? So there is a certain amount of context that is irreplaceable that we can't get through the computer screen. And I think that's lacking in a lot of people who have grown up with the internet.
Yes, sir. Yes,
But
sir.
a little bit of a plug here, a little bit. What's above John's head right there?
Yep.
That's the beauty of the No Name Nationals. Because we
Oh
all
my God.
come
Yeah.
together and we all get to meet each other and actually see that, just exactly what we're talking about all actually happens.
You know what?
It's
Next
great.
year, gentlemen, next year, I'm hoping I'm I'm still that much shy of being there. Hopefully next year, and if you're still doing it next year, that was my goal this year. I didn't make it, and I really don't have anything to actually enter except for my truck with that purple
Come as a
engine.
spectator.
With that purple engine in it, and yeah, been a lot of setbacks. You know how that goes. And considering it's my daily driver, I haven't had time to park it and put the engine in the damn thing yet. So I'm hoping next year, I'll be up to 500, and two,
Keep swinging.
I'm at 453. Hint, hint, hint. Anybody? Tell your friends. You don't even have to watch my friggin' channel. Just hit subscribe.
So
Hint, hint, hint. I'm at 453.
so
I'm almost there.
participate.
But next year, I would like to put that engine in the truck and just show up. To be honest with you, not even to run down it, but I would like one of the things I'm very proud of is that damn camper I built because I'll be putting it on the back of the truck to go 600 miles to the goddamn No Name Nationals.
So
And
participation does not revolve around what car you bring by any means. I mean,
we're
BareRose is a
great.
good example of that. He was out working in the snow at the first of the year, worked really hard all year long, and then had a lifter problem, and he
Yep.
came in his daily. And do you know there was a line? There was a line of people to meet him because people came to see him, not
Mhm.
just a car. And that's a big difference between this
Blew
event
me
and some of
away.
the others.
Well, I mean, that's the only thing I'd have to offer too, is just me. Seriously. Unless you're like a 32-year-old pickup truck, 4x4, you know, not really. No, that's
Sure,
not
why
everybody's
not?
thing, especially
I
at a
mean,
drag race event.
it
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
Who wants to see that shit?
Last year, they run a Model T stock
Yeah.
down the
Yeah.
6th mile.
Well, then again, I'm a
It was
weird person.
beautiful.
Tom, I know Tom is watching right now. Tom, I still want to try that thing, and I think 38 miles an hour is faster than I ever want to go in a goddamn Model T.
Tom, what did you run? Was it a 17 something in the eighth?
Yeah, 17.3, I think, at 38
Never
miles an
seen a
hour.
Model T go down
Yeah.
the dragway before, but that was really
Yeah.
freaking cool.
Yep.
But
That was
anyway, the whole
awesome.
thing is the event is about the people and going to meet your friends in person. That's the idea.
Yep.
And the cars are a byproduct of that. So unlike every other event where it's just all about cars and there's got to be people piloting them, this is all about the people, and then the cars are a byproduct.
I got you. John?
So I wouldn't let that be any deterrent to you.
It's not.
And
It's
if you're
just,
serious, you'll get the remainder of the subscribers. No
yeah,
problem.
Oh, yeah.
I just have to convince the wife to go that far, So I have to tell her, well, there's a reason, that purple engine. And the reason why the engine's purple is because it's your favorite color. And I painted my engine for you. So you kind of owe me, sweetheart. You don't have to go if you don't want to, but at least let me go. Do you see where I'm coming from? How I'm trying to work this friggin' angle here? Come on, there's got to be a few of you listening in the comments. Do you understand what I'm talking about? If you're married,
Functional Histories is your 420.
yes. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate it, man. Like I said, we do share a lot of subscribers. We do, and it's because of you guys. It really is. It's not anything I did on my own. They just saw me talking to y'all, and they're like, "Oh, who's this idiot? Let me check him out." Well, he's got some cool stuff. Like I said, my channel is not just one thing. You know this, Kim.
Yeah.
I have like 15 different things. It's just, unfortunately or fortunately, however you want to look at it, it's my life. What I do.
More of a vlog kind of
Yeah.
chat. Very broad. So, yeah,
Yep.
you got endless content then.
Yep. And stories too. Oh my God. I have to work on my story end too. I don't know if you've watched any of them. A lot of them are about my dad, the stories he passed down to me, him growing up, the stuff he did, some interesting things that happened in his life. Yeah. Yes, sir. Old McDonald. Yes, sir.
Tom has the right idea. Turbo Tom has the right idea. He just believes in the forgiveness over permission angle.
Oh, yeah.
And I think, as I recall, he did have to pay some tax on that. So,
yeah, don't we all?
the natural order.
One way or the other.
And all the people I've gotten a chance to meet doing this, it's just amazing. People in countries, all over the world.
Yeah.
Just crazy.
Well, it's
because I don't leave my shop. Sometimes I'll go a whole month and not speak to nobody except for cousin Mike. He comes over every day about 10:30. But I'm an extreme recluse.
Oh, I understand. I understand, Kim.
We should have 5 countries represented this upcoming year. We just need to get them all at the same time. We need to get United States, Canada, Mexico, Australia, New Zealand, but get them all at the same time. That would be interesting to get that this year.
I'm pretty sure you have the United States covered. Probably Canada.
Well, not only that, we have most of the states covered in the United States. But I'd like to see We should be able to get those 5 countries. So we'll see.
You need to get Mexican spec over there.
Oh shit, yeah. Damn, I'll tell you what though. You know,
And
but
we got go
like
over and drag Dean to the No Name Nationals.
oh
Yeah,
That's a
don't
heck of
forget
a
Aaron
drag.
Henry.
but you know, that's what I was saying though. It's the channel, the cars brings everybody together, and then you meet the people. Then you learn about the people, and that's like you were saying, John. Then you're more interested in the people than the vehicles. But the thing that got you to
Well,
the
the
channel
whole point is,
was the cars and what you're doing.
well, the whole
You know,
point
what is your
is
commonality?
when we have people that have to build a little bit of an audience and they have to engage in the community to get
Oh
their
yeah.
500
Yep.
subs.
Yep.
What
Yep.
the result of that is that you see people who meet one another, they pull for one another, they subscribe to each other, they learn about each other's builds, and by the time they're more motivated to come meet each other in person that way. And when they get there, we never have any problems with conflict or anything.
Yeah.
We've never had a fight or anything like that at No Name Nationals because these people all know each other before they get there.
Yep.
And if anything goes wrong, you got a support group like you've
Oh
never seen
yeah.
before from all over trying to help you.
Well, that's like I was saying when I said I like to take a big thing and bring it down small so that everyone can understand, you know, how does it affect you personally? What you guys are saying is the same thing. You know, you go in, you find your commonality, but then you build on that so that when you get there, all right, this is not a bunch of, you know, I'm not walking into a car show. I'm walking into my friends that I know him, and him. I might not know him and him, but my friend knows him, and I've seen him before. And so it takes this big thing and brings it home. It brings it smaller where you can relate to it and you can relate to the people and you've seen their struggles. You've seen what they've done. You've seen how they've tried and how they screwed up or things just didn't go right. And you're sitting there going, you know, I'm 5 states away. And if there's any way in hell I could help him, I will.
And you've seen it happen.
Yes.
People drive Damien, first responders garage, drove all the way
Yes.
to Tennessee to drop off transmission to JV.
Yep. Yep.
Stephen
First
Oates has
responder.
been up there at Idaho.
Yeah.
And I'll
Holtz
tell you
came
what,
up here.
I
And then
just
he
went
went
to
clear on up to Spokane, Washington.
I just
first
went to Indiana
responder,
to
I
do a
will tell you what,
transmission for Don.
Exactly.
he's been one of my biggest supporters on my channel. He's I was just talking to him, you know, and like I said, and my God, I screwed up too. I thought he was in Canada. He's in Georgia. My bad. I get confused. Like I said, I'm a moron. But one of the big I love it because every time I'll throw up a video, no matter what it's about, if it's about woodworking, uh, cast iron pans, anything, I always see a little thumbs up. You know, he'll leave some sort of little. That is awesome. It is the greatest thing in the world. You know, um, I can't say enough about you guys. You know, this whole community that we seem to be centered around you. To be honest with you, you brought us together. In my opinion, at least you brought me in, and I've noticed that. And it just you're awesome, my friend. You know, John, you too, because you're right there with him. I've seen your channel. I've seen the people around you too, and with your videos and stuff in the comments, I always read the comment sections. It's just great. You
And
know,
I'm just a product of the No Name Nationals. If it wasn't for the No Name Nationals, You never would have heard of me. I'd still be sitting in my shop talking to a camera with 40 subs. John's No Name Nationals is what gave me the spark to actually start taking this stuff serious and actually starting to learn it.
I had heard of BareRose before then. Okay. I didn't know what he looked like. I knew he had that beetle with the stretched out wheelbase, right?
Yep.
But you got to realize anybody can look in hindsight and talk about things and reflect on them much differently. But if we're honest, when I first announced the No Name Nationals, there were several people who put out videos, and I didn't know exactly what to make of them. I was really amazed at BareRose, who I don't think you were in your first video. I don't think you were in that when you announced.
I was a walking hand for a long time.
Yeah, you were. You're right. So you went out in the snow, and I thought, wow, if this guy really is going to go out in the snow and unearth something, and drag it, I'm all for it. But color me skeptical. I thought, well, that was cool. That was my first impression of that. I remember we had one guy who points a camera at his phone and just says he wants to be there and disappeared. And I'm like, okay, that was Two Hacks Jeff. So he went on to do some good things too. So you never know what with back then with what people were doing, who was going to be serious and who wasn't. Then we had people who did exactly the opposite, and they came out of the gate swinging like you wouldn't believe, and then just disappeared. So, and everything in between. So you never know. But the bottom line is that people who have wanted to who engage and play right and participate and be good community members, it's all worked out for us. And this gives us a place to at least meet up together once a year.
Yep. That is awesome because you know what? Yes, first responder, again, he's correct. This is a good group. I was telling him that when I was talking to him on my little live feed there and everything. The people in this group, and please forgive me, I was arrogant enough to say our group, my group, our group that I'm a part of. And
it's open to anybody.
That's how I feel. You guys have let me in. It's now our group. I'm part of it, and it is awesome because I'm at a loss for words, guys. But it was
Justin.
it really is. It makes me feel so welcome, and I'm a truck driver. I'm not a mechanic anymore, but I enjoy. This is stuff I've done my whole life, just trying to fix things, make things better. And that's what I see with you guys, and I learned so much from you. Because, like you, Kim, I was a Ford man till I got the Dodge. Well, you know what I'm saying. Most of my experience was with Fords. All right. Until I get this Dodge, and because it had 250,000 miles on it, I had to learn how to fix it myself because, unlike my nephew Kenny, I don't have the money for a $350 fucking oil change. I don't have the money to have another engine rebuilt and put in by somebody else. I have to do this stuff myself. And I learned so much from you guys. And with that being said, too, like I said, even whether I was right or wrong, Mopar Joe, that was my influence, honestly, to start making
just
videos.
Mopar Joe?
Yeah, just Mopar Joe. That was my influence to just go ahead. Here's a guy. You have to understand, I came from the generation that used to watch television where everything was paid for and they did everything right. And I'm like, that would be great. I can't do that. And I've built engines before without a clean room, a NASA clean room. Okay. And I've put the thing together. That was 30 years ago, 40 years ago. Oh.
My clean room is a hefty bag and a closed door.
Yeah. That's it. But you know what I'm saying? Not only that, do y'all know Slant Fish 65? Check out his channel.
Offhand.
No, check out his channel. He's a guy, he's a full-time mechanic, but he does a lot of Mopar stuff just in his little tiny shed, basically, not even a garage. The man is very knowledgeable, and he is a newer channel like mine. We about started at the same time. He's got like 1,500 subscribers. I have 435. But anyway, that's because he's better and he sticks to that one subject, you know. But yeah, please check him out.
Don't let that discourage you.
Yeah, well, if you don't mind me giving him a prop here.
No, go ahead.
Fish 65. Please check him out. Very interesting. Very good guy. Shitload of information from him. Between him and Mopar Joe, that's what made me start to make videos. Not only about my engine.
Joe right behind John there.
Do what, sir?
There's a picture of Joe right behind John there.
Oh yeah, yeah, yep. There you go.
And
but,
I'll tell you what, he is one of the nicest guys you ever meet in your life.
Yeah, he really seems it.
He's a big guy.
Yeah,
but, nice guy.
Yep.
YouTube doesn't give you a lot of scale.
No, I actually look big in my videos until I stand next to something that you know the size of.
You know what? It's funny because when I was at awards at Sykeston, I looked like I was 4 feet tall because all of those really tall guys were down. It's funny because Joe is 6'5". Dallas says he's 6'2". I think he might be 6'3". Barkley's probably a good 6'2". Ron Ward is well over 6 feet tall. And there I am in the middle of all of them. I'm 5'9". But it's like, man. Those dudes are all real from the land of giants. All we needed was for Ken and his brother to make it, who are 6'6" and 6'10". Then we'd have really never been able to see me in that.
All right, so now that I think about it, John, maybe I don't really want to meet y'all in real life, at least not on camera. I'm 5'7" for Christ's sakes. Yeah, I'd make John look tall. Yeah, John's like, yeah, come on, man. Come on. Stand next to me. I'll take care of you. Stand next to me.
It doesn't matter. But when we're in person like that, it's the only time you even know that. Because in your videos, you don't really have any scale. It's just funny like that. It doesn't really matter.
I know, John. I'm again, please, sir, I'm being a smart ass.
Jeff and Travis will still look up to you. It's okay.
The one that people are probably the most surprised about is most people don't think Ryan Barsness is as tall as he is. He's pretty tall. And that surprises most people.
And boy, I'll tell you what, talk about a bundle of energy, old Two Hacks Jeff. He's a character.
Oh my gosh. Jeff literally doesn't sleep but a few hours a day every day.
I don't think he sleeps at all.
He literally, I bet he goes to bed about 2:00 in the morning and gets up at 5 something every day normally. He just runs on that little sleep.
That was funny. The first No Name Nationals, we're all at Lambert's together having dinner. And at Lambert's, their big thing is the throwed roll. They'll stand up at the front of the restaurant. And the restaurant's big, open area. And if you want a roll, they throw it at you. Well, Two Hacks Jeff, he went up there and took the basket away from him. And he started throwing rolls at everybody.
I could deal with that. Yeah.
That was one of my favorite things about the whole Name Nationals was Lambert's. That, for me, that was one of the highlights right there.
As long as my wife didn't cook. Hold on a second. Yeah, she can't hear me. As long as my wife didn't cook the rolls, we're good. True story. Years ago, Thanksgiving, she was cooking rolls. All right. I don't know what the hell she did to them. They didn't look burnt or anything, but her brother tried to bite into one. He broke a tooth, and he got pissed off enough after he broke a tooth. He threw it against the wall. It dented the wall. It literally put a hole in the drywall. Ever since
That
then,
wasn't a
no,
roll.
she
That was a
hasn't.
rock.
Yeah, it was.
Kind of like when I
She
try to make biscuits. Ooh,
Yeah, she hasn't lived it down yet. It still comes. This is almost 20 years ago, and she hasn't made any biscuits or rolls since. And as a matter of fact, just right before Thanksgiving, Wednesday, my nephew, my brother-in-law's son, the same one that broke his tooth,
I am
his
right
son, opened up the freezer in my on my back porch here and dropped a piece of meat on his foot, and he was barefoot, and he's hopping around complaining on how much it hurt. Me and my brother-in-law looked at him and said at the same time, "Well, you're lucky it wasn't one of Auntie's rolls." It just, yeah, you had to be here. I'm sorry. Is BareRose okay? Is Kim okay?
Yeah, he just muted his camera for a second.
Oh, okay. Yes, Tom, Slantfish65. If you guys would please go check out his channel. He's a real good guy. John, if you could check out his channel, he's a good guy. Um, and he's trying to build his channel up. He's doing pretty good, but yeah. Hey Kim, I got you, buddy. I was just saying, yeah, Slantfish 65 SD, good channel, good guy, very good content, and very entertaining. At least I find him
I
entertaining.
remember him now. I've checked him out a few times on early A bodies in the Slant Six. Yeah,
Yep.
that's what he's working on. Well, last time I seen, he was working on a 64.
Oh, he's got a
Little
whole
dark.
bunch now. It's like me. He does this. He's not really building a whole lot one after the other to show the videos. It's just what he works on. And most of it is his vehicles. He's got a truck. He's got 4 or 5 engines in his shed that he's working on. He has a 318 LA and a 360 LA that he's trying to make into a Magnum. Which isn't, if you're familiar with the differences between the two, not much difference, but he's what he's trying to do is his truck has a V6 Magnum in it. He's trying to put a V8 LA, but with the Magnum drives
Heads in it.
and everything, yeah, and still use a carburetor though. So there's a bit of work and a bit of manufacturing, all the little shit, nothing major, but it's interesting to watch.
And he lays it out good too. And he's got
Yeah,
uh, he presents it in an easy going, laid
yeah,
back way.
yep.
Yeah, he's a good channel. I think I've shared a couple of his videos.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Because I mean, again, one of the other nice guys, nice creators that needs to get a little bit more recognition than what he has. Not at the same level as either of you guys, but neither am I. Look, I'm at the bottom of the friggin' list here.
I
You know,
still consider myself exactly in the same shoes you're in.
and I'll tell you what, between you and
I'm just
John,
like
you guys
I'm
are
just
are like,
organizing the stuff.
yeah. Well, look, no, with your knowledge and what you do every day is what I'm talking about. The knowledge is unbelievable. Um,
And it's okay if you don't know this stuff.
No, I don't.
Look at Big Mike's Hoopty Barn. That is one of my favorite channels because he doesn't know it. You're watching him learn it. And that is, for guys that do know it, that is cool stuff. And he doesn't have to
Mike's
compete with the know-it-alls.
Mike is a really smart guy, and he works hard. It's refreshing to see a guy who could have an ego and chooses not to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think that's really cool about Mike. And that's that quality some people have a hard time putting their finger on, but I believe that's what it really is. He is a humble community player with a good spirit. He's a good dude.
One of the things, like I said, I wasn't used to the Dodge, and I searched and searched and searched and tried for about 2 years to find out the difference between an LA and a Magnum. I couldn't. So when I finally got, and I didn't even know I had a roller cam LA at the time. I didn't know they made them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when I got into it, the best,
they were first.
Yeah. Well, the 318 was 89. The 360 was 90 when they went to the roller cams for the LA. And the last year of the roller cam LAs was 91. 92 production years, I'm talking. Okay, so plus or minus an actual made year that you see stamped on the side of the blocks. But what I did when I finally got into it was I tore two of them. I tore actually three of them apart. I tore a Magnum apart, my LA roller cam, and a buddy of mine was doing a regular flat tappet, a 70s series 360 LA, and I went through because nobody out here had, all right, what's exactly the difference? What are the part numbers and what's the difference between the crankshaft, the connecting rods, the pistons? All right. Everyone knows, obviously the block is a little bit different because you have the taller uh, bores for the lifters,
Lifter eagles a little different.
right. You have those things.
That
But here's the thing.
Subtle enough to make them not the same, that's for sure.
Yeah. And obviously the heads and the way they're oiled are different also. So
that block actually goes all the way back to 85. But not everything from 85 into the late 80s had rollers. Some of them were flat tappet in the roller block.
Yes, sir. Because here's the thing,
the angles
have
though were both 59 degrees.
Yeah, the angles didn't change. It was basically the same casting almost. Yeah, as far as the design goes. The biggest difference on the blocks were, and I take it with a grain of salt, the LA casting blocks, at least on the 360s. I don't know about the 318s, but the LA, even up to the roller cam, are a little bit thicker block. They're a little bit heavier than the Magnums.
Magnums.
All right. The Magnums are roughly, they're a little bit thinner block because the Magnums can go about, all right, for daily use, about 40 thousandths over. Then you start running into overheating problems and everything like that. All right. The LAs, you can go 60 thousandths before you run into the same overheating problems. That is not the max. The LA blocks, I've heard people they can go 80 thousandths over and still have a usable engine, but that's the race engine down the track. They're not running them for years at a time. from what I understand, the LAs are at the most 60,000s. And then after that, you're either going to have to sleeve them or whatever. But anyway, that's the block. Okay.
And it's what you're looking to get out of stuff like that.
Right. But as far as daily driver and everything, it's the little tiny things like the connecting rods. Okay. Connecting rods, the design of them, if you look at the top, the old LAs have a rounded top to the connecting rods, whereas the Magnums are square. So, not a big deal unless you want to go with a stroker and you have the shorter pistons with the connecting with the wrist pin set a little bit higher in the piston, so therefore it sits lower on the connecting rod. With the Magnums, you have to shave that square edge. With the LAs, it's already rounded. It's not going to interfere. You have a little bit more play.
It all depends what they sonic check anyway. I mean, a friend of mine ran
right.
factory Ford big block. He ran it 140 over. So 4.36 bore, 140 over, and ran a 4.5 piston in it. But he also had the block about 2/3 full of concrete too.
Right. Well,
and it was a drag car.
John, I'm kind of talking about if you want to build an engine that you're going to run for 5 or 10 years before you rebuild it again, or if you're going to run it for 2 or 3 seasons, not just you know what I'm saying. It depends what you want to do.
Longevity on the street,
right?
Is totally different than building for performance.
Or even if you want to do just like I did, take basically a stock engine and take it from 8.5 compression to 9.7 compression. You're going to use it for a daily driver, and you're going to expect it to run for the next 20 fucking years, because the engine I rebuilt is already 30 years old and it's doing good.
And
you know
still
what I'm
running
saying?
on pump gas.
And yeah, exactly. Still running on pump gas, but you just, instead of 190 horse, you want to get up to around 300 horse. And instead of 250 foot-pounds of torque, you want to get up to around 400. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to go crazy. You don't want 400 or 500 horses with 500 or 600 pound-feet of torque. You want a daily driver that's going to get up and go, but still be usable. And so the thing
here, he's a heck of a guy to watch. He knows his stuff on that kind of stuff.
Oh shit, yeah. No doubt.
Garage.
But
here's another one that I want to give away a little bit here. When I first seen
gentlemen, I'm going to slide out of here.
In the comments, reading these comments, I thought, oh, okay, this guy's okay. But I'll tell you what, after I met him in person, one of the best guys I've ever met.
Oh, really? He seems like such a good guy. John, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, he went by the Wrench, I think. Anyway, I'm sorry.
I got a few things I'm going to get done here this evening. I will take off. Thank you for your hospitality, BareRose. It was fun chatting with both you guys. Y'all take care. We'll see you.
Hey, John, thank you. Thank you for putting up with me, sir.
See you, man. It was fun.
You take care.
See you.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Yeah, no, first responder, again, sir, I apologize for thinking you were in Canada. You're in Georgia. You're not that far away from me. Literally, you can come up here and kick my ass for saying that, but I apologize. Kim.
Great guy.
Give me a second. I ran out of smokes. I have to run to the bedroom to get another pack.
Sure.
I'll be right back. I'm not smart enough to pause this or come out, so I'm just gonna leave you with bare air to watch my back
No
for a
problem.
minute, if you don't mind.
We'll go for about another 20 minutes.
All right, sir. I'll be back before then. Give me 3 minutes. I'll be right
No
back.
problem.
That's if the wife don't yell at me, but yeah, I'll be right back.
Tonight, right after this, Uncle Tony's Garage is doing a special. He's bringing in all of his mods, and Kiwi's going to be on. So after this, go on over and check out Uncle Tony's Garage so we can all give Ari at Zero, Fubar, all of those great guys, Kiwi, all a big old thumbs up. And Uncle Tony too, you know. Old brother Ari, he's a heck of a guy. I sure like that pickup, that Apache of his. And he's another one I got to meet. I went down to California and dropped him off a transmission. And it was a perfect little T5 or that Apache when it had the straight six in it, the old original 235. But wouldn't you know it, as I'm traveling down there, he blew up the straight six out of it, so he had to put the V8 in it now. Now he's running 350. But he likes it even better now. Hey, JB, you out there?
I don't know, man.
Hey, I can hear you. I can't see you, but I can hear you.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Something went wrong. Nope. Chat. Nope.
Dadgummit.
Let me try it again. I just want to show you what I'm talking about. Hang on.
Oh, all right. The wall did crack after overheating, but it lived. Oh, sweet. And Damien, I hope you didn't take offense at that at anything, you know. None intended whatsoever. I just remember watching you in the chats and stuff and conversing back and forth with you. Yeah, I figured you're all right guy. But boy, I'll tell you what, when I met you in person, oh, you are one heck of an awesome guy. That's the same with all of you. Oh, no, not JB. Oh, I sure like old JB and Lars. I thought I felt trouble brewing. Did Lars put electrical tape over the camera? That daggum Lars. So Ed, I sure hope you had a good Thanksgiving. Anybody is looking for intense machine stuff, go check out Ed's machine. He's got some awesome, great stuff. I'm sure y'all have. Because he's a heck of a cool guy. And for a long time, that was my favorite. The closest to being my favorite car right there was a four-eyed Cuda. What's going on, Scarlett? Four-eyed? That one was pretty close to getting it perfect. I just don't like the dash in them. I know I'm a little picky, but that was my only problem with the with the 4-eyed Cuda. The outside is just beautiful. I never did like the dash in them. I know I'm picky. Actually, I think it's what got me into custom cars and stuff and building rat rods because, in my opinion, no car got it right. Some of them got really close, though. That was one of them.
Hey, Kim, I'm back.
Hey, what's going on?
Oh, I don't know. I got myself some cigarettes, so we're good. Although my wife is right off camera now. I asked her 3 times, "Are you mad at me?" "No, I'm not mad at you. You look mad at me." "Are you sure you're not mad at me?" "No, I'm not mad at you." I opened the fridge door and it bounced off her butt, and she said, "Now I'm mad at you." I was like, "Why?" She goes, "This is your fault. You feed me too well."
My wife's back on her way to Ontario, Oregon.
Oh,
Over there for 3 days.
she going to see family? What she got to do?
Work. She's got to work in Ontario for 3 days.
Oh, okay.
She travels a lot for her work.
I got you.
Good Lord. We put a lot of miles on that new car of hers. Woof.
No doubt. No,
It's about wore out.
She's driving to Oregon.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a good thing.
That's
You know what?
8-hour drive.
Yeah. No doubt. Now, here's the thing. I'm a truck driver, so I'm used to driving. Even though I'm local, I still have it in me to drive. And one of the things, hey JB, how you doing, sir?
I got it there. I can't stay.
Hey, we can see you now.
I wanted to show this little switch that goes on the 4-wheel drive selector. The little thing that goes in here is snapped off of it. So when I switch gears, it don't light up the console.
Yeah.
So if that little blazer of yours has got it, man, I'll pay you for it. But it's something you can just stick in the mailbox.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, hell, I'll just throw it in there. I think the pickup's got it too.
Yeah, anything 4-wheel drive.
Yeah, and I got that pickup, so.
Until they get to the push button.
Yeah, and then I don't touch them.
Yeah, exactly. At that point, just give up. But yeah, that's the only original part of my little 85 that is really screwed up, and it don't stop you from going in 4-wheel drive, but just it's nice to
tell you what you're in. Yeah.
Yeah. Boom. I'm in a second. I mean,
I'm pretty sure it does have that. The whole console is still intact, so. Yeah. And I try not to break anything when I take stuff apart. So I'm pretty sure I got one.
Empty, sir.
So I don't know much about this Sidewinder.
Sidewinder dead.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know much about him.
No, well, basically, let me sum it up for you.
Uh-oh.
I'm a nice guy, but I'm an idiot. I don't know what I'm doing, but I pretend to. And I love meeting you guys, and you've made me feel so welcome. And if you want to check out my channel, I talk about woodworking, automotive, cooking, camping, basically daily life. I just throw things up about daily life. I don't.
Well, if you're doing the woodworking, you need to be watching my shop so I can show you how to sharpen your tool.
Yeah, that's what he does.
You know what? My router, not my router, my planer. I had a few chips in the blades, and when I was showing what I was doing, they saying, "Send your blades to JB's little shop," and that's how I got introduced to your channel, sir. I'm actually a subscriber.
Well, I'm sorry.
Yeah, same here. I
Sorry.
haven't taken advantage of you. I did not send my blades there. I just bought new ones.
You got the reusable blades, little double-sided blades?
Oh hell no! Do you think I'm that smart? No, it's a little Ryobi thing. You know, it's a small one. It's a cheap depth planer. You know, it's not a big deal. It wouldn't be worth your time or my time either to send them or you to do the work to fix them. So I just bought new ones. Yeah, no, really.
You ain't got these from this big to,
Yeah, no, yeah.
big.
They're about 3/4 of an inch wide. You know, they're little tiny things.
That's like my wood chipper. I'd sure like to see if you could make some decent blades for it. The ones that I get for it are just butter.
Really? Why'd you even touch this? There you go.
Hang on. I'm trying to get a cigarette.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Here had a young boy in here. Didn't know how to turn off a Mr. Buddy heater.
I'll tell you what, BareRose, if you want them blades to last longer, take a torch and just get you 30 weight oil. Take a torch and heat that edge up till it's glowing red and dip them.
And just throw it in there, re-quench them. Or quench them. I don't even quench.
No.
And then, instead of grinding it, the angle they've got on the blade, blunt that edge a little bit. That'll last. I mean, not a bunch, but just a little bit, like 5 degrees.
Like a lawnmower?
Well, the ones he's probably got is either 30, 35 degrees. Blunt them things down to about 45 degrees. They'll last twice as long.
Now, JB, let me ask you this. You're talking about quenching it in oil, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I want to make sure because I've seen so many people do it in water and stuff.
Yeah, but that's just to cool it down.
Right. No.
The oil will not quench it. I mean, will not cool it down as fast as the water.
Right.
You cool that thing fast, now you got a brittle edge.
That's what I was thinking. That's my point. But then again, honest to God, I'm not being a smart ass. I'm actually trying to learn here a little bit.
Well, you're talking to the wrong person.
Oh, so you're trying to be, I'm going to like him. I really am. I'm going to like him.
JB and Mr. Lars are good people.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Man, it's I like him already.
But if you take oil and just stick it on a little burner or even a little stove and get it up to like above room temperature.
Yes, sir.
And then quench something in that, it will turn out harder than if you quench it in water, man, it's an immediate cool down.
Yeah.
And the whole edge is fried at that point.
Yeah. It's hard but brittle. I understand.
Yeah.
I understand.
It's like glass. Yeah, it's just like glass. Glass is one of the hardest substances on earth, but touch it wrong and watch what happens.
Yeah. I've had friends that have proved that to me. They've touched my head to glass and it shattered. My head obviously had been tempered in oil because it didn't shatter. I had a few cracks in it.
Sounds like you need new friends, man.
You would think, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You would think, but such is my life. No, still get the same friends.
But I just wanted to make sure BareRose knew the switch I was talking about. It just sits underneath that console. It hooks on.
That was for an 85 watt, sir.
Blazer.
85. Oh, okay. All right. See, now, forgive me. Warning here. Here comes the smart assness.
Okay.
It's a Chevy. Nobody fucking cares.
See? I deal with that all the time on freaking Facebook. You freaking Facebook assholes really piss me off. But,
Uh-huh.
you know.
Well, now you got it on YouTube. It's
Deleted
growing.
Facebook.
It's bleeding over.
I
Uh,
don't. I think
I
you can
deal
look.
with it I deal with it on YouTube too. I just do what I do. All right, guys. We'll
Hey.
see you on the next. Y'all have a good night.
JB,
Yeah,
thank you, sir. You know I was
delete.
kidding, right? We're
Oh
good?
yeah,
Yeah, we're good. All right, buddy.
dude.
Hey, it was good seeing
Now
you. Nice meeting you in person, sir.
you're dealing with the number one, number two kidders right here on this channel. Trust me.
I got you. Oh, if I wasn't, Kim would have already kicked my ass off. I'd be gone. I wouldn't even be here. I wouldn't have had a chance.
And the best way to fix a starter is to just drop it.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. Yeah. Drop it. Drop it. Come on. I didn't say throw it on the ground. I said drop it.
Oh, I still go back and watch that every now and then.
That was
that was funny.
Old pole barn garage.
I think he started the first of the live curse on trying to do a first start.
But yeah, dude, nobody really aggravates me. I'm easygoing, easy to get along with, until there's a reason not to be. But generally, man, I just take it all in strides. Okay, all right, whatever y'all say.
Look, as long as it's meant in good humor, there's always going to be the Ford, Chevy, Mopar, Toyota guys, whatever. Yeah.
That's the reason that's the reason I put that comment up over. I said, dang, he's a Ford guy and a Dodge guy. Ain't no hope for this one.
Yep. There you go. Oh, we got a goddamn Chevy guy in here, so we're screwed all the way around.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep. That's awesome, man. I love this.
It's funny that everybody identifies me as a Ford guy. I'm actually not.
Yeah. Don't ruin your reputation, Kim. Stop right there.
He's actually an S10 guy from way back, but he just found these Mopars, and now he's just into the Mopars.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? I was trying to relate to him because I was a big Ford guy until I got a Mopar, and I had to learn about it. God help me. And they're actually pretty cool. I
grew up with my granddad because my dad passed away when I was 3. So I grew up with him working on cars and stuff. And he's a big he was a big Mopar guy.
Yeah.
I come pulling into a 70 Chevelle, man, with a 454. He goes, what you got that piece of shit in my driveway for? He goes, you can't do nothing with that damn.
Yeah.
So I'm used to it, right?
Every day my dad comes over here and says, why are you messing with these Fords?
Yeah.
This would be fine if it wasn't a Ford. He tells me that every time he comes in. And then when I have the Dodge in here, and oh, Lord. What are you doing now?
Yeah.
He hates Mopar.
I ain't got much use for a Ford. I'll just tell you that right now. I've never sit my butt down. I've had nice Mustangs back in the 70s and 60s. I've had many nice Fords, but dude, if I drive them more than a month, it's a piece of trash for some reason. I ain't figured it out.
Well, I'll tell you what. Everyone has their own personal preferences, what they like, what they don't like.
Yeah,
really,
it's what you're comfortable with.
It really doesn't matter because deep down, all the same. Like I said, that's the commonality. We're all car guys. We're all gearheads. We're all working with our hands. No matter what.
I even got a guy on here goes by Idiocracy.
Yeah,
he's a T guy, and he is awesome.
You know what? And I might even put myself out here on a limb.
Hope
it's a thick one. Yeah, because even some of these metric guys are okay too.
Oh yeah. I like some of them little rice burner cars. I like them. I mean, that's what they're grown up with. That's
I'm glad you said that. Fucking old school right there. Goddamn rice burner.
Yeah, let them go.
Yes, sir.
one of my favorite cars to play around when was actually a 280Z Datsun.
Yeah.
Dude,
Well,
I remember them. Those were fun.
you know
Oh,
what? Those are pretty high performance for them when they came over here. I didn't appreciate it at the time. Of course, you know, I'm only in my 30s, so I'm a lot younger than you old guys
Oh,
there.
dang.
But yeah.
We're bringing up a puppy. We're bringing up a puppy.
I'm 57, sir.
Well, I'm 59, so I can still talk bad about you.
Yep, that's all right. I have no problem with you old fucks talking about me like that. No problem at all.
Just trust me, man. Everything I do is in jest. You just asked everybody. I just like poking fun and having fun.
JB, I'll tell you what right now. Just talking to the few minutes I have, I really you're my kind of person. I really enjoy that. Yes, sir. Yes,
Oh,
sir.
you ought to watch me and Lark go at it sometimes. That stuff's funny as crap.
That's the best
yeah,
thing in the
What the
channel.
heck is wrong with you, boy?
yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. Look. Give me a couple more years. I'll just be as crotchety as you are. Okay.
There you go. I
I'm
figure when
working
I'm
on it.
60, I'm gonna be the honest little old man you ever met.
Yep. I'm working on it. Right now, you're my new hero. Yes, sir. Yep. You have given
Well,
me a goal.
you need to set your standards a little bit higher.
No, hell no. I'm not that smart. I can't do that. You're about my limit.
Oh,
Okay, looks like Uncle Tony's about ready to fire up. And like I said, tonight on his live, he's bringing in all of his mods. And our big brother Ari is going to be on there live with him.
Awesome.
Zero and Kiwi. If you want, going over and we'll just follow this on over there in his chat and give Ari some love over there.
All right. Well,
there you go, man.
All
I
right,
just want to
JB,
jump. I
it
just
was
want to
great
jump in.
meeting you.
Which I knew what I was talking about. It's nothing major. Just sits under that console.
Sure, no problem.
But it's nice meeting you, sir. It's nice getting in here to see BareRose again because we see each other every weekend. So anyway, y'all go over and see Uncle Tony and see what kind of nonsense he's talking.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Will do. Hey,
might give you some new content.
There you go.
Yeah. You take care, JB. It was good meeting you, man. Awesome. All right,
Thanks.
Tim. Since you got something planned, I'm gonna sign off. I'll let you take care. I'll go ahead, go over to Uncle Tony's garage there. We'll talk to you later. Thank you for being so kind, generous, and letting me go.
Anytime, brother.
Come on again. I appreciate it. Next weekend, I'm gonna try and get my computer set up and so that we can do the same thing I'm doing on your channel.
No problem. And like I said, this StreamYard, I know it's a little different and stuff. I've tried both of them, the YouTube and the StreamYard. Right. It's so much easier on StreamYard. All of your controls are real easy. They try their hardest to make it idiot proof, and if I can do it, they damn near got it right.
Okay, yeah, sounds like a challenge.
One thing though, I will warn you about though, if you're going to do an open live like I'm doing right now.
Yes, sir.
When you're doing it, you'll see down below the people that want to come in.
Right.
Make sure you see their face before you let them in. There's
some
hokey business going on. People will steal people's accounts and then they'll flash up on, and it's something it's not the person, it's something weird. They're trying to get your channels shut down and stuff. It's kind of a spam thing that's happening.
I gotcha.
So if you do an open one like mine, just make sure you know it's the person that's trying to come in.
Right. I gotcha. All right. Not a problem, buddy.
People that like pop up pornography and stuff like that. And it's real weird stuff. And if you need any advice or anything, just hit me up on my email. I think I gave you my phone number one time.
Yes, sir.
Call anytime, whatever you need. I'm here to help you.
All right. Thank you so much, man. I
No
appreciate it. All right, buddy. I'm out of here. I'm going to shut my stuff down. You say your goodbyes. Have a good evening. I'll see you over at Uncle Tony's.
Thanks for coming out, man.
Thank you for having me. Take care.
And thanks everybody in the chat for coming out. And like I said, we'll all go on over to Uncle Tony's live and throw some love at his mods, Zero, Ari. Boy, I'm gonna leave some of you guys out. I know. Kiwi. Here it goes. I'm reading it. And Fubar. And all of the crew at Uncle Tony's Garage. We'll catch y'all over there. In the meantime, let's go over there and keep some metal hot. We'll see y'all there. Whoa, I almost hit the Leap Studio button instead of the end stream. That would have been embarrassing. We'll see y'all next week.